Now imagine you've bumped into someone, whether you met online or you met in person. All of a sudden, all these feelings arise, and you're like, you know what? This one might be the one. You guys get to know one another, and you're like, yeah, I want this person in my life for the long term, right? And when you're in a romantic relationship, one of the most significant decisions that you'll make is introduce those people to your family. Love is not one dimensional, and romantic love is only a little bit of the rest of our lives. Family has come first for many of us as people who have been in our lives since we were born, those who've raised us and those who've helped us integrate into society. So we do hope for the best. If we want a future with someone, we're like, yeah, I really hope that my parents, I really hope that my aunts and uncles, I really hope that my sisters and brothers will love this person just as much as I love them, and we'll see really how genuine I am about this relationship. But what happens if they don't? What happens if they're like, yeah, no, we're not feeling this person. We don't want them for you. And some families could go to the extreme of saying, if you remain in this relationship, we will disown you. We're speaking about the courage it takes to build a life on your own terms and the complex dynamics of love when it comes to love, loyalty, and family expectations. We have on the line with us Frank Edem Adofoli, who is a relationship counselor, helping us unpack this particular conversation. Frank, it's a pleasure to have you. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Very
It,
grateful.
it's a pleasure. You know, obviously, there's no one size fits all here. We all have quite different relationships, even with our families. And some of us might not be as, reliant on getting that nod from our family members, while other people will not even move forward with a relationship without that nod from their parents or the family members that mean the most to them. So let's speak about this. I mean, love on its own can be complicated. You're trying to get to know someone new, but there usually is a point that comes in that relationship when one wants to take it to the next step, or even wants to let that person know that they want to have them in their life forever. What is the significance of that introduction? And even if it's not in person, sometimes it's just telling your family about that relationship. What's that significance of introducing your partner to your family?
Thank you. You are not alone. You have a family who have raised you, who has been there for you as your support base. So when you meet someone who you claim you love, you are happy with the person, you want your family to share that joy. So one of the things we would love to do is to introduce the person to our family, for the family to get to know the person. They might have their perspective, they will have their advice, they'll have their guidance. We are open to that. And again, if there's something to know about the person that we don't know, this will be an opportunity for us to navigate that as well. And besides that, when the family get to know this particular person, it opens doors to grow another family. Because one family give birth to another family. We have a different alliance, other relationships. So it's a great opportunity. And every marriage ceremony, we don't see people coming to the marriage ceremony just alone. Even with our laws,
Yeah.
you have to come with a witness. So coming with somebody who you love, who cares about you is important. And introducing the person to your family, it go beyond that and act as a support. So it's very important aspect of our life.
Yeah. So what happens if you are in that situation and if you have introduced to your um, family to your partner and they are a little bit resistant and you're like, it's just the beginning, guys. This person is a good person. Over time, you'll get to know them. Other people say, Ben, you're wrong because your family knows you better than you know yourself. They can see red flags that you don't see. So what must you do?
It's important you listen to your family to get to know their perspectives. The struggle about the in-love experience when you newly fall in love or you start a romantic relationship, sometimes the euphoria, you don't seem to see anything wrong with your partner. You only see the positive side of your partner. So when your family, your friends, other persons are giving you other perspective, it's good for you to examine, get to know, take your time, and ask yourself whether what they are saying makes sense. Obviously, family might get to know where the person is coming from based on their tribe, based on where, based on what they do as an individual, and based on some of these experiences they have had in the past, they might take a stand. If their stand does not go in line with that of yours, you believe what you have seen, what you have experienced in your work of your relationship with your partner is better. So you are in a safe hand. What you do with your partner, your family, is you thank your family for their perspectives. You don't fight them. Let them know that you are happy at least. They are interested in your
Sure.
relationship, your future, your happiness.
Yeah.
Once you get to empathize with them, know that we are on the same page. Also, let them know your other perspective, what you've learned about your partner or your far so far. And if they will give you the support and the time to
Yeah.
get to know the person more before you tie the knot or go ahead and get married.
You're
Yeah.
so right,
So it's
Frank.
not
Yeah.
about introducing your family, introducing your partner to your family, and
Yeah.
at that time, you are forcing your partner and your family to go along.
You're so right, Frank, because at times we can get very defensive at that early stage and not understand fully what our family members mean because we are caught up in the glare of love, right? And, I think you're right about maybe negotiating that with your family members and friends and saying, you know what, I'm also in a season of trying to understand this person, but also I'm willing to also hear you out. But at some point, how do you know, okay, this may not be good intended? Because some family members can say certain things and take certain stances because either of their own personal belief systems, but also on the types of relationships that they prefer personally.
All right, so what you also need to do is ask from your family their perspective in terms of what they don't like about your partner or your relationship. And whether what they are saying is abusive, is harmful, it puts your future at risk. And this could be a red flag for you to look at these issues carefully. But if what they are saying sometimes is just triviality or sometimes it's just because of their own personal experience, so they are advising you based on their experience they've had with other people. If that is the case, you need to go ahead to let them know that I've heard you. What I would like to do is let's get to know this person for who the person is, not for who you've known somebody else in the past, coming from their tribe or their affiliation or belief system,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. Again, we are growing. Dispensations are different. So when we go through a certain age, at a certain time, it's different. The modern relationships come with its own unique challenges. Gone are the days, the older relationships come with their own unique challenges. So what you seem to be working, gone are those days, are not working these days. So as a parent, you know better. As a family, you know better. But the dynamics those days and now, the modern days, does they work? Are they the same? Do we need to educate each other? Do we need to have a sit-down conversation?
Yeah.
Maybe you can do that on dinner, or just having the guys around or your partner or spouse around, and then we have a conversation and we ask questions and we get to talk and get to know each other better.
Let's speak about those generational dynamics in particular because they can affect this conversation quite a lot. Maybe your parents could have come from a time where if your parents and your village even doesn't approve of your partner or their tribe or maybe even the sexuality, then there was no way that they were going to be marrying that person. And coming from that own perspective, do you think that's relevant today that it's a must for the parents to approve, and if they disapprove, you're not going to actually have that relationship or that marriage?
The olden days, as we're saying, gone are the days, marriage seems to be more of arrangement, alliance, and sometimes more transactional. You pay the dowry or bride price, a family and another family become a bigger family. The aim goal is maybe for wealth, for land, for properties to give birth to offspring. These days, marriage is more of partnership, individual's happiness, what they are seeking for as individual, respect, share responsibility, goals, communication. So dynamics are very different. So if you meet your partner and you have found these particular unique things that you are looking forward in your partner, you are happy with that. So that what we need to do is when we meet our parents, they are talking to us from their past perspective. Once we are listening to them, or we appreciate what they are being through, we also give them an opportunity to educate them on what is happening now.
Right.
In their mind, their relationships were very positive. They were very healthy because less of divorce. But there were other things they were doing which were not healthy. And were not helping, especially the women in contest.
Yeah. Okay, Frank, I'm going to stop you there for a bit. We need to take a break and we'll come back and continue this conversation. We're speaking to relationship counselor Edem Adofoli about what happens when your family doesn't approve of your partner. Do you take the courage to start life on your own terms or do you try to negotiate between love and family? Stay with us.
Es-tu préoccupé par quelque chose? Es-tu passionné par les questions qui comptent? As-tu une voix qui mérite d'être entendue? Eh bien, nous avons la plateforme parfaite pour toi. Téléphone-nous ou fais-nous un WhatsApp au +27 66 408 87 42 et nous te rappellerons. Sois dans la conversation.
Salut Channel Africa, ici Beno le diamant rouge et Binal Sport depuis le Cameroun, le pays des lions. Voilà.
Sois dans la conversation. Il ne s'agit pas seulement de parler, mais c'est ta chance d'exprimer ton point de vue, de partager tes opinions et de t'engager avec une communauté qui valorise ton avis. Suivez-nous sur les réseaux sociaux, visitez notre site www.channelafrica.co.za et préparez-vous à partager vos points de vue sur Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Heritage Month is a time to remember where we come from and celebrate where we are going. Channel Africa. Catch us on DSTV channel 802.
All right, 22 minutes past 10 o'clock Central African time. Let's keep this conversation going. Do you need approval from your parents or from your friends when you are meeting up with someone and have a relationship? Does that matter to you? But when they disapprove, what does that mean for you and how do you navigate it? That's the conversation we're having today with our guest who's helping us on this tricky question. It's not an easy one to answer, right? But Frank Edem Adofoli, relationship counselor, is helping us on it. Frank, you can continue your stream of thinking there because you are answering the fact that how do you do it? Do you just create your own path or do you consider these feelings that your extended family or friends have?
Very well. So as I was saying, you also have an opportunity to educate your parents, let them know what works these days, what is not working these days, and appreciate something from their end. If the negotiation will not work, then the next stage is mediation. Look for a respected member of your family or friend or third party that your parents respect of or they respect so much. Approach such a person, speak to the person from your perspectives, and let the person know how much you respect your parents. And you want their blessings. You want them to get to know what is good for you. Because at the end of the day, your parents want what is good for you. And if the person in question understands you and come to the mediation, you will be able to help your parents to see things from your perspectives. And then from that stage, we can allow each other time to reflect on what we have learned so far, what we've heard so far, and then come back again.
Yeah.
Maybe in a month's time, in a few weeks. If parents still hold on to that stand, then you need to make a tough decision. Either to go on with your relationship and then probably get married and then along the line bring your parents in gradually.
Yeah.
Or you got to let go of the relationship.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
tough.
probably take to what the parents are saying.
Yeah, that's tough, navigating a loss, right? It's either you're going to lose the person that you're in a relationship with or you're going to lose this huge thing called family. You know, it's kind of the thing that you've always had all your life, but to let that go for something new is probably going to be even more difficult. When there is a continued fraction or division on your decision to stay with your partner is also part of this. How do you relate with your partner? Because I'm sure it also costs your relationship when you don't have acceptance outside of the relationship.
It's good to communicate with your partner, know the difficulties you have. But when you're doing this, you make sure that you don't play your parents against your partner as if your partner and your parents are a loggerhead or your parents do not like or your family do not like your partner. There are the observations, they are entitled to their views, and they believe that they know what is good for you. So we have challenge. My parents or my friends or my family do not know you. They have different perspective. I will take time for them to get to know you. Just as I met you, I did not know you. It took me time for me to get to know you. I will need your cooperation. I will need your patience as we navigate this. There will be time that I would love to come to our house together and meet our parents, just to have a conversation, just to have a dinner. And in this case, when you are thrown at any question, please take your time, reflect before you answer. And I think this particular conversation with your partner will help your partner to be prepared for what is ahead of you or she.
Yeah. You know, Frank, it is a very precarious position for one to find themselves in, and actually also kind of sad and draining, because at the end of it all, you trying to fix merging these two sides of you, you can be left feeling like nobody really cares about your feelings in between. Your partner might be upset that, you know, your relationship isn't moving in the direction it's supposed to move to because of your family, and your family might be upset that you're just not outright choosing them and you still want to negotiate you wanting to be with this partner. So what do you do about yourself, your emotions at that particular time? Because you're probably going through the hardest time of it all, trying to merge these two sides of you.
That's a tough one. Not everybody is able to go through that. Some will have to seek for a therapist or counselor to be able to express how they feel. Because whatever you are going through, if you don't have somebody to express that with or talk to, it means you're going to be talking to yourself. And when you are talking to yourself, you ask yourself questions that you have no answers to. And those questions could lead to other emotional distress, even up to a place of depression. So if you are a friend who is a support base, you could share with how you feel. It is important to do that. If your partner is willing to give you a listening ears to listen to you, to understand where you are, what you are going through, it is important. What they are doing with you is, it's not that they are solving the issues, but they are giving you strength that we are with you. We understand you. We know where you are. You are not all alone. And that gives you opportunity to navigate the difficult situation with grace. And again, I know our parents and our family, they have their perspective. Sometimes some get to the extreme end to say, if you marry, go ahead, we will disown you, we will come to the wedding. They will say all sorts of stuff. Sometimes they do this out of threat, out of manipulation, sometimes out of anger. They might not mean the words. It's just because that they're feeling that you are disrespecting them or you are being ungrateful because they play active role in your life. They think they know what is best for you. So we need a cool head in all this. So as tough as we are, we don't need to rush it. We need to be patient, take a day at a time.
Sure.
And when we are doing that, we should also be taking care of ourselves. Make time for the relationship. Make time to have a quality time together. Do other activities that takes your mind off what is going on.
Frank, let's wrap it up. What would you advise a couple that's going through this and they love one another? What would be your one advice for them to keep it together despite this challenge?
I would say challenges are part of our journey in life. Obstacles, these challenges, they grow us, they make us stronger.
Yeah.
If you believe you find a love, and this person you want to get married to, the person is your right life partner. These challenges are going to make you tougher, makes you understand that this is the right person. So what you need to do is hold hands stronger and then be able to unite through all these processes. Give yourself time, and besides giving yourself time, involve other people who are relevant.
Sure.
Be kind to your partner, your family. Be respectful to them. Give them opportunity to get to know you. At least the longest will take a year if you give yourself opportunity.
All right, Frank, we have to leave it there. Where can we go to find you on social media? Do you have any platforms that are easy accessible to our listeners?
Yes, please. On social media, on Facebook is Frank Edem Adofoli. On other social media platform is Counselor Adofoli. My website is counseloradofoli.com, and I work with the Marriage Consult Limited in Accra.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us right here on Channel Africa. Have a good day.
Thank you for having me.
That's Frank Edem Adofoli, relationship counselor. What's your take on that one? Remember,